Hello, my name is Stafford Reid. I'm the principal of ENVIROEMERG Consulting, residing on Vancouver Island, British Columbia, Canada. This 7-minute video walks you through a field deployment test to support proof of concept of a container and cargo location buoy I designed and built. I refer to it as the CCL buoy. The CCL buoy's purpose is to be manually attached to a floating box or tank container or another cargo that has accidentally fallen off a vessel. The buoy tracks the container's drift and its final resting place. There is also a detailed 30-minute video presentation explaining the CCL buoy's rationale, operating environment, procedure, individual components, and some creative non-emergency applications. The table of content is provided. The link to this more detailed presentation is on my website at ENVIROEMERG.CA. What I'm looking for is your feedback on the CCL buoy's application based on your experiences and insights and any kind of real-world situations. So today we're going to do a field test of the container and cargo location buoy, and this is the kit here with the bottom part in the orange having the attachment apparatus, and the top clear case is actually the buoy itself. To simulate a container or tank, I'm just using a propane tank. There's a hole cut in it, and throw that overboard, and I have a lanyard here to retrieve it. It's not going to go very deep. So beginning with the whole process is to actually open up the kit and start bringing out the materials for attaching. And the first part, of course, is the actual fishing reel. And that gets attached to the bottom of the buoy with a reel attachment in the bottom. Attach it that way, close it up, slide it. It's now attached at the bottom. Before we start putting the lanyard on, we have to activate the actual buoy itself. So you open it up. Top is facing up is a spot trace GPS system, which is a self-standing piece of technology. All you have to do is push this button and at the front, let it calibrate, and put it back on in with the spot up, and that's the system to tell us what location we're at. And then we turn on a little power pack here. Push a button here, and we have a LED strobe light to find it. Locate it, close it up, close the lid, make sure it's locked up properly, and now that is ready to go. So we put that to one side. So you start off by just putting the lanyard on the fishing line. That's hooked up there, and one little piece you add to this is actually a small little lead ball, about 3.5 ounces, and that acts as a shock absorber coming over to the container itself. This is our choice of connecting it. You throw this overboard and it sits there. You try to get as flat a piece effort, a flat apart as possible, so that's there, and that is now hooked to the container. The other option, of course, is to use a carabiner and use this handheld thing and attach it that way. Now that's attached with a carabiner, or you can tie on with this little extra piece of string. You could tie it on, just tie it on if you want. But this time we're just going to use the magnet, and this little handle here allows the magnet to float so you could retrieve it. And of course, if you're in high seas, you're going to probably use the magnet and throw it overboard. So we're going to put the container overboard. This is it going overboard. So you've got about 20 feet of lanyard, and you can see that the magnet's holding the thing, and we just got to get some water going into this. Okay, and that's the lanyard's now out, and the container is now sinking. So it's important that you have just a very light amount of tension, so it doesn't very much light tension on the reel to unreel it, but not freewheel. Here is making sure the line doesn't get tangled up onto the actual wind up wheel. So we'll put it in the water now. And now it's floating as there, and the container is actually sunk now. So we'll just undo it so we can let it sink some more and see what it does to unreeling the line. So it's now unreeling the fishing line, which is good to 400 feet. So that's it. It's gathering locational data, and it will continue to gather locational data until the container either rests on the sea less than 400 feet, it'll still be floating on the surface. And if it goes on beyond 400 feet, then the container and cargo location field then just sinks, and you basically sacrifice it as lost. But at least you know at what point it did sink. And that's it now doing its field work and gathering data.